Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. The words of the late, great Freddie Mercury from Queen's #1 hit, Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, you probably already knew that, but I'm a little bit dubious. Is lightning really frightening, or did he just put it in there because it rhymed? Well, is that statement true, or is it just fantasy? To quote the great man again. I'm going to look at this through science. And of course, science will explain how this happens. Now, most of you will be aware that lightning and thunder originate from storm clouds. So how do those white fluffy clouds turn into storm clouds? Well, this is a process that even scientists don't fully understand. It's to do with a buildup of charge, but we don't know the exact mechanism by which this happens. Particles within the clouds, you've got water and ice particles, which are constantly melting and freezing and moving up and down through the clouds through air currents, convection currents. And through these processes, electrons get switched around between the various particles. And this is the bit that no one really understands why it happens. But some of those particles gain electrons and become negatively charged. They go towards the bottom of the cloud. And some lose their electrons, become positive, and they tend to accumulate at the top of the cloud. Now, just like when you have a magnet, and you all know from school that like poles will attract each other, it's the same with electric charge. And the charge that accumulates at the bottom of the cloud, the negative charge, starts to repel the negative charge on the Earth's surface. So the Earth's surface eventually becomes positively charged, and you have this difference now in negative charge above our heads in the cloud, at the base of the cloud, and positive charge on the ground that we're standing. And this charge difference builds up so much that eventually the air has to break down. It's a process called ionization. And when this happens, it allows current to flow from the cloud down to the ground to try and neutralize itself. And this is what we all recognize as a lightning strike. Could we have the lights dimmed, please? Now, very similar process goes on in this. You may recognize this. It's a Van de Graaff generator. You may have made yourself look very silly by putting your hands on it and making your hair stick up on the end. A very similar process happens. This rubber band is going round and round inside that plastic tube, brushing against the surface at the bottom, becoming positively charged and depositing the positive charge on this sphere at the top. And when I bring this grounded sphere towards it, hopefully you can all see our little mini lightning strikes there. So it's exactly the same process going on. What about the thunder? Well, no less scary. The lightning bolt is 30,000 degrees Celsius. It's hotter than the surface of the sun. This makes the air around it expand, and that turns into a compression wave, which we hear as a sound wave, and that is what we recognize as a thunderclap. So not frightening at all. Thank you very much.